Hello, good evening. So today we will continue with the module 4, that is multi-threading. So in the previous class we discussed some fundamentals of multi-threading, and then we discussed about thread class. Okay. Then also we discussed that there is one default thread in every Java program, that is the main thread. Okay. So today we will see how to create user-defined threads using the two different methods which is supported in Java. Okay, so we can create a thread by instantiating an object of the thread. Okay, that is the class thread, and this can be done in two ways. Okay, well, the first method is called as implementing the runnable interface. So here, what will happen is we are having an interface called as runnable. So whatever thread we want to create, that will be implementing this runnable interface. Okay, so this is the easiest way to create a class, and runnable is actually an abstraction of a unit of executable code. Okay, so we can construct a thread on any object that implements runnable. Okay, so if I'm having a class, and if it is able to implement the runnable, we can create any object set. So the basic functionality in a runnable is that, okay, the class need to implement one single method, and that method is called as the run method. So the run method, the syntax goes like this. So it is public, okay, that is the then void, the return type, and the run is the name of the method itself. Okay, so inside the run method we can constitute the new thread. That means the new thread what we want to create, okay, will be created inside this run method. Also we should note that the run method is not just for calling or implementing a thread. Even we can call other methods, use other classes, and declare any objects or variables like a main thread. Okay, so the thing is that the run method is actually an entry point for concurrent execution of another thread in your program. Okay, so when will this thread end? Okay, when the program finishes its execution. So there the thread will wind up its task. So now we will see how to go about creating a thread using the runnable. Okay, so in order to do that, what we need to do is we need to instantiate an object of the thread, okay, from that class. Okay, now the thread defines several constructors. The one that we will use here is, I'm having a thread, the constructor of the class thread. Okay, and to that I'll be passing two arguments. First one is an thread object of the type runnable, and second one is the thread name which we give to the new thread what we are going to create. Okay, so in this, the constructor thread object is an instance of class that implements the runnable interface. Okay, and this defines where the execution of the thread will begin. So the name of the new thread is what? The argument what we pass as a string to this uh, constructor, that is a thread. Okay, after the new thread is created, it will not start running on its own, but in order to make the creation of a new thread, we create an or invoke another method called as the start method. Okay, so the start method is having following syntax: void start. So generally we can say that start executes a call to the run. Okay, so now we will see the program for the above example. Okay, example program using our NetBeans editor. So here I'm having a program in the class called as thread demo. Okay, and the file name is threaddemo.java. So what we do, like I told you in the beginning, we are using the runnable interface to create the new thread. So what we do, I create a class called as new thread of the type, okay, thread, and it is implementing the runnable interface. So what we do, class new thread implements runnable. Now inside this class, what we do is we create an object of the thread type. So thread T. Okay, then in line number 6, what we do, we create a constructor of this class. Okay, that is new thread. Okay, Then over there, to create a thread, what we do, we create a object, okay, of t, and that is new thread, okay. And the first argument, like what we told, it is actually the object type of the runnable interface, so that is from this class, so I am passing this pointer over here. Then the second argument is nothing but the string type, which says that the name of the thread. So here we are giving the name of the thread as demo thread. Okay, so then we say that once this thread is created, we say that child thread. Okay, then the name of the child thread will be, and the details will be in this t. Okay, the object t. So this is about creation of a thread. Now where will the thread be? Actually, it will be inside the run method, so over here. So what is this thread program all about? So inside this thread program, we are using the same technique. What we are doing is we are printing the numbers from 5 to 1, okay, in descending order at each level, in each iteration. So here, since in the run method we are creating user defined thread, we are giving a name for it as child thread, and we are printing the I value. So each time it will say child value 5, child value 4, something like that. Then once each value is printed, then we are invoking the sleep method to show the gap between the two threads which will be implemented in this program. So I'm giving thread dot sleep. Okay, so once it finishes its part over here, that is its execution. So execution is nothing but printing from 5 to 1. So then the child thread will execute. Okay, so how does this run method invoke? We are not going to invoke a run method, but instead we are going to invoke the start method, which will in turn make the run method to be invoked. Okay, so now we'll come to the main. So for the main to start, we are having the name of the class as same as the file name. So it is class thread demo. Okay, then over here I'm creating a new thread. Okay, as the object. Okay, then inside the try block for this main method, again I'm inside the main block. What we create another thread where we are printing the I values from 5 to 0, like same way. But here we are giving the name change. That's the main thread. So that will print main thread 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, like that. And here we are giving a sleep time of again 1000 milliseconds to show the. So once it prints from 5 to 1, again if there is no exception, then we say that the main thread will exit. So we'll run this program and see. So you can see the output over here. Okay, I'll run it again. So first is the child thread, its name is of the thread. So the name of the one which is given. So we are given name as demo thread. So this is its priority value, and this is the one from where it is done. So it's from main. Okay, then these output, that is the print statements what we are getting over here. This is alternatively between the two threads. So which are the two threads here? One is the main thread and another is the child thread. So in the first case, main thread is returning with the 5 value. Then you can see that from the main thread it is going to the child thread. So the child thread is executed over here. Then again the child thread is executed for 4. Okay, then again main thread for 4. So like that you can see that alternatively the Java program is shifting between the two threads, that is the main thread and the child thread. So then you can see here, once the child thread is finished the execution for 1, then the child thread will be exited. So this statement is coming over here. Then the main thread will finish its execution once 1 is outputted, then again it will exit. So this is how actually we create a thread, okay, that is user defined thread, as the name we are given as child thread over here using the runnable interface. So what is the main aspects which you have to remember over here? So whenever we are creating runnable, we will have a run method inside which we create the thread what we want to write. Okay, so run will be implemented by invoking the start method. Okay, and then there will be obviously the main thread through which the other part of code we can write. So this is an example program how we are implementing the runnable interface.